For a bit of a guilty pleasure, welcome back, and we will be reacting to a Brit reacts to things Americans consider bad manners that surprise Europeans. So we're gonna be having a little bit of a reactception situation. So without further ado,
13 etiquette rules in the US that's
I will say etiquette. I freaking hate etiquette. It's just so complicated and so arbitrary and literally made up. But I wonder if it's gonna be like manners or rude things or like whatever. So like, no, I'm nosy.
surprise tourists. Really interested to see what we got with this video. Before we do get into this,
Oh, so it is a tourist situation.
Subscribe
Okay.
button. Yeah, let's jump straight into this and check this out.
So our parents teach us to be polite.
Okay.
I'm already gonna assume that part of it has to do with like the tipping culture. Oh no, it says for tourists, but then it also says etiquette. So I'm just wondering.
What you learned as a kid doesn't always apply when you're in another part of the world.
True.
So if you're heading to the
So real.
US anytime soon,
I
I've
will
got some
be.
tips for you on what we Americans consider the rules of etiquette and
Okay.
some stuff that's
Who's we? Who was this made by?
totally okay in the US that other countries might consider rude.
Right.
I'm so intrigued.
Oh,
Let's
this could
start
be
off with my
interesting.
favorite, food etiquette.
Oh god. Okay. Oh god, please. Don't get me started on like place settings and stuff. I just can't.
Number 1, feel free to ask for some condiments.
Wait, what?
Huh?
If you're eating out and your food is tasting a little bland,
Okay.
it's completely fine to ask for salt, pepper, or sauces.
Wait,
R-
can't
Right.
you ask for salt, pepper, or sauces anywhere in the world?
Right?
To add a little
I will say, I don't know. There are some places that, well, I don't know, like Japan has like sauces and condiments for like their sushi and like, huh?
zing to your meal. I know some places in Europe
Bring your own hot sauce.
see it as an insult to the chef
Really?
if you start adding a little
Oh.
spice of your own.
Maybe it's like for like higher end restaurants. But then even if you are a chef, like you still have to understand that everyone's palate is different.
Wait. What countries in Europe, bro? Because I've been to a few countries in Europe, right? And I've always asked for salt and pepper. Always, bro.
Don't worry
And
about that
sauce.
in the US. Nobody's going to be offended or give you weird looks
Right.
if you ask the waiter for a bottle of ketchup. Even if you're at someone
Wait, so even if
Okay.
you ask for sauce, bro, like if I want barbecue, mayonnaise, ketchup, bro, like in some parts of Europe, they're going to be giving you the eye. They're going to be like, what? Yeah, okay, you can.
Huh?
It's like America with this, bro. You can ask whatever you want.
if you ask the waiter for a bottle of ketchup. Even if you're at someone's house visiting.
I wouldn't say a bottle though. I don't know. I would ask because like, oh dude, there's people will like mess with the bottles of condiments, which is why some places refuse to give you the whole bottle and they give you like a cup or something.
They won't see it as a jab to their culinary skills
Right.
either. Some just like it spicier than others.
True.
Right.
Yo, that'd be
Number
weird
2,
if the chefs
always
got
tip.
weirded out by that, though. Oh, yeah, always tip.
Oh yeah, the tip.
I
Yep,
need
there
to
it is.
remember
Tip
this.
culture.
Because in the UK, it's not normal to tip.
Okay, well,
I mean, hot take, I think we should do a tipping culture. I think, like, it should be like everywhere else to a degree because, like, I don't know, dude. The fact that it's, like, legal for people to get paid less than federal minimum wage because of their job title is crazy. Really, well, you make it up in tips. And it's like, well, we wouldn't have to if tipping culture wasn't a thing. Just pay everybody this, I don't... You know, just saying. Tipping should be optional. Yeah, it's like you get paid a flat good rate, and then if I really like how things went today, I'll give you a tip. I also think that if you can't tip, like I did work restaurant temp like a little bit, and like some of it does even out, and some of it does work out, and like some people do struggle, some people don't. But like I also don't think that you as a family or a person should be looked down on because you can't afford to tip, but you can afford to go out to eat for a special occasion.
maybe not always, but it's a rare occurrence if you don't tip your waiter, hairdresser, cab driver, and so on.
The hairdresser one was new to me because they never used to like, it just was something that was never discussed. And then like, I think social media is like what opened my eyes to the hairdresser one because I was like, wait, I even asked mine because I've been with her for like 10 years. I was like, am I supposed to be tipping you? And she's like, some people do, some people don't. She's like, I make my prices at a price point where it covers everything I need it to. So I'm good. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So like, I love people who are honest about it.
And only if the service was really awful.
Right.
But even then, a lot of Americans feel guilty about not leaving any tip.
Oh, really?
Right.
The rule
Wait. So if you go to a place and they're super rude to you and terrible service, some people might still tip?
Yeah.
is 15 to 20% of the bill. So get ready to do some mental math each time you eat out. I've heard that tipping isn't a thing in some countries, especially in East Asia, where restaurant staff always provide good service.
And then I don't know if this is a myth or not, but I also have been told that in a lot of places, it's actually considered an insult to tip because it's like, oh, do you like look down on me? Do you think like poorly of me that you need to give me a handout? Like that kind of thing, like they have that kind of attitude, like maybe not that harshly, but like some places understand that Americans tip and some places are like, no, really, like it just, please do not tip us. If America was the one that didn't tip and the world was reversed, you can bet your ass that every waiter or server that I have known in the industry personally would get so excited for a tipping country customer to come in. They'd be like, oh yeah, I'm getting $20. Let's go.
No matter what.
Oh, wait.
But in
You know, in the UK, right? We don't tip, but maybe we should. Because the staff aren't always amazing in UK restaurants, bro. So maybe they'll be better if we tip.
the U.S., it's simply a sign of gratitude that your waiter did a good job, even though they're probably tired, their feet hurt, and they've got a bunch of
There's a reason it's called tipping culture. And it's because there's so much that goes into it. Maybe it shouldn't be an obligation. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they should just be paid a fair wage, but then at the same time, it's like, it's a crappy, like complicated situation because like, then of course food costs is gonna go up and like, it's rough.
other tables to tend to.
Yeah, I've seen their service.
Number 3,
They're good.
clean up.
All I kind of want to say to that is like, so you mean their job as like a former retail worker? My feet were also tired. No one tipped me.
After yourself at fast food restaurants. Of course, if you're going to the States, I imagine a lot of your eating out will be done in fast food joints.
Okay.
You'll see a lot more of those than your traditional sit and be
Is this
served by
gonna
a
be
waiter
like
types of places.
outdated?
Oh, they're on about fast food places specifically and not restaurants. So like at restaurants, there's nowhere in the UK to really clean up after yourself. The waiters will do that, right?
Right.
The service people. Fast food, yeah, you gotta take your stuff out. Even though I've seen in loads of fast food places, they will leave it, bro. They'll leave it. But like, people...
I mean, fast food places are also like in other countries. Like, how do they handle that situation? Do they just leave their stuff on? I know there's some fast food places you do leave it on the table. It depends on like the place, which is what I don't like about America specifically is the inconsistency. Oh, this place you take your trays. This place you like Panera, you have to like, you get actual like dishes and not like throw it out paper and cardboard. And then with like, the fast food places, it's throw it out cardboard and stuff like that. Some places give you plastic baskets for your food. Some places give you trays. Some places give you metal trays. Some places give you bags. And it's just sitting here and I'm like, the inconsistency that some places have with like what we're supposed to do. Like, oh God. Or restaurants where it's like, do they bring us the check or do we pay at the front? That inconsistency sucks too, because then you're just kind of left sitting there, twiddling your thumbs, wondering what the heck is going on.
The UK don't think they're just rude people, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, take your bag and just put it in the bin on the way out, chilling.
But anyways, if you're finished eating and your tray is now full of wrappers, used napkins, and empty boxes, take it to the trash can and dispose of the garbage yourself.
And then speaking of glass crats, some places have like summer you're supposed to put glass bottles. Some places don't want those in the trash can.
Fast food places don't have a separate cleaning staff for that. It's pretty much always the cashier that needs to find time between ringing people up to go clean up the dining area.
Hey, why you fast food places? Clean up after yourselves, man.
So we try to help them out a bit and clean up after ourselves. Number 4. Open gifts immediately in front of the giver.
Oh, see, I kind of appreciate the way that other people do this because like I feel pressured to have a reaction. But then also I love watching people. I think this is a personal preference thing. But yeah, it's definitely like in the US, it is often open the gift in front of the person. Unless it's like, I will say, I have seen a lot of like social situations where it's like you're at a restaurant or something with like a friend and it's like, oh, I got you something, you can open it later. Like a lot of times you're still prefacing it though.
Surprised when I found out that opening a gift as soon as you get it is considered bad manners in certain parts of the world.
Yeah, because like it kind of has like an essence of like greed and entitlement to it, like to other people, if I would have to assume. Because like you're like, oh my gosh, let me open this right now. And then also like, what if it's not a super great gift? And what if it's something you don't want or you don't need or like you don't have the best reaction? Like I kind of like opening gifts in private.
Nah. In the UK, bro, you know what? Sometimes that's happened to me. Like I've gave a gift and they haven't opened it and I'm like, well, that sucks.
Yeah, because like it's personal. I think it should be personal to the person. Like I think it should be like whatever works. Like if you're visiting though and someone gives you a gift, like I would ask. Like I think in a lot of social situations, like I think it would be better to just ask and be like, do you mind if I like open this later? Or do you want me to open it now? Like that's what I would say personally.
Because like I don't know about you guys, but I feel like the best part of giving gifts and why it's so fun to give a gift is to see the like reaction and see them opening it, bro.
Right. But then, like, I think people also have to realize that in other countries, gifts are a little bit more of an obligation versus something you're doing because you thought of somebody. Like, oh, if you get invited to someone's house, you're supposed to bring a gift. Oh, if you're like hosting, if like someone's hosting a dinner, you're supposed to bring something. If someone does this, you're supposed to bring something. If someone have a birthday party, you're supposed to bring something. Like, whereas like a lot of birthday parties and like other like families and stuff I've been to, it's like gifts are optional. Sometimes it'll say like, please bring a gift, but it's not needed kind of thing. Like it's just like one of those things. But like in a lot of other countries, there's a lot of occasions where like you have to bring something. And I think that's where the difference is that we're giving gifts and receiving gifts because like it's mostly out of like gratification, whereas like a lot of other countries, they have a lot of gift etiquette themselves, and so they're just giving gifts out of obligation.
Like imagine Christmas when you gave everyone gifts and you don't see them open it.
Yeah.
Right?
That's kind of the thing.
Well, next Christmas, I ain't gonna get that many gifts, bro. I want to see people open it.
I guess some cultures see it as kind of greedy when you start tearing into a present right away.
Oh, I'm
in the
straight
US,
in there.
it's pretty much the opposite. Open it as soon as you get it, right in front of the giver.
Yep.
That way, they can see your reaction and you can thank them right there on the spot. There are
which also is another social pressure.
also no rules about using both hands or a certain hand when giving or receiving a gift.
Oh my god, that would drive me nuts. Oh,
just grab it and open it already.
Yeah. I'm diving straight in
Number
there.
5, be ready for small talk.
Right, okay.
How about that game last night? Whew.
Yeah, I gotta get used to this. When I go to America, I gotta prepare myself. Because in the UK, there ain't much small talk at all, bro. Like, especially with strangers, there's not much.
No, I'm an introvert. I was watching someone, like another VTuber, and they were talking about a video they saw where someone was like instantly known to be an American. And she's like, the comments were full of people being like, did you smile at them? And she's like, wait, is that not a common thing? And I'm just sitting here like, I'm gonna be so real with you. I do now wonder how many strangers have like smiled at me and I've either not seen it or not acknowledged it. Because she's like, oh yeah, you're just going like walking by someone in the grocery store and you do a little, and I'm just like, no, we do not. We do not do that. I don't think I personally know anyone that like politely smiles to everyone they see in a grocery store either. I think that might be taking it far. But like if you make eye contact, I do the freaking white person smile and I hate it. Like you think you look like you're smiling, but if you do it in the mirror, you're like, oh God, what is that face? The civil head nod, that's what I do. Why?
Strangers don't really speak to strangers in the UK.
When's this weather gonna let up already? Yes, Americans love small talk, so don't be surprised.
I will say, if the vibes feel like the vibes are vibing, you know, vibey, sometimes I have had conversations with strangers at the store, but it's kind of because I think it's that like sense of neurodivergency. It's like, you're one of us. People are crazy these days, yeah.
If a stranger just starts chatting with you while you're waiting in line or sharing
is obnoxious. Like, if someone's waiting in line behind me or in front of me and they just turn around and start talking to me, I'm just like looking around like, what? Like I was standing outside of a restaurant one day, like me and Seal were getting ready to walk in and like we're waiting outside on something and they're like, oh, are you gonna eat here? And I was just like, yeah. I was like, and I think she noticed that I was like feeling awkward. She's like, oh, I was just making conversation. And I was like, oh, I thought maybe there was something wrong with this place. The way that she just said it, I was just like, ah.
It could be sports, the weather, traffic, anything.
Oh god, the elevator is such a— even standing there in silence sucks though, because it's just a small closed space that you're stuck in with this person and you're just like, please let the doors open, please let the doors open, please let the doors open.
Just to have a short, light conversation.
Yeah, over here.
I just like stand against the wall with my hands at my sides, like staring at the floor.
Someone random starts talking to you, alarm bells is going off. I ain't gonna lie, like if I'm in the elevator, it's just me and some random guy, and he starts saying some random stuff, I'll be like, yo, you want my wallet or my phone? What you want, bro?
I can't really say why we like talking to people we don't even know. But, I mean, you know, if you're sharing a space with someone, are you just going to totally ignore their presence?
Yes.
That'd be awkward.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And you'll get asked how you're doing a lot, even by—
Oh, yeah. No, over here is never awkward.
It's not even just how are you doing. It's the different regional ways that people ask it that throw me off too. Like in New England, it took me a while to get it, but like people will be like, y'all set? Which sounds like something you would say in Southern or whatever, but like, cause I have a Southern accent a bit. So like it sounds Southern when I say it, but you're like, y'all set? And I'll be like, with what?
Like I've been many times like in a confined space with some stranger and just not one word is spoken. Would that be weird for you guys in America? But yeah, many times.
I mean, just weird because I don't want to be around people, but like I would rather take the awkwardness of like sitting in a room in silence than I would to be having a small talk conversation.
Let's say in an elevator, me and one person's in the elevator, not one word is said. I don't feel no awkward tension. I know they don't either. So like, yeah, for you guys,
not in the city, but sometimes happens in subways. Yeah,
very weird for you lot.
By strangers. It's usually waiters and cashiers that'll greet you with a, hi, how are you today?
Right, okay.
Just answer with fine, and you? Even if you're—
No. The amount of customers and cashiers that will get upset with you if you don't answer is crazy. But like, if the whole thing is like you walk up to the counter and the cashier is like, hi, how are you today? Will this be all? And you say, this will be it for me, thank you. And then you either look at your phone or you wait to pay. They'll just sit there being like in their head like, well, I'm fine too, thanks for asking, bitch. It's a different form of entitlement to me. Honestly, not gonna lie. Like, you thinking I should have to ask you how you're doing is crazy. And you getting upset about it is crazy. Because that's the other thing about being a door greeter is like, I couldn't tell when people were looking at me or not. And I'm not gonna say it to every single person because that's just silly. I'm not someone that's gonna be like, I could never work at a retail store where they're like, go up to every single customer and ask them what they need help with. I'd be like, oh God, no. I don't want that. I'm not putting that on someone else.
Not exactly having a fantastic day. Number 6, expect a lot of smiles.
That's good.
First of all, let me bust the myth that Americans constantly walk around smiling ear to ear. Nobody does that because
some people actually do that.
That'd be weird.
But smiling at you.
But again, if you're sharing a space and making small talk with a stranger, or maybe someone opens or holds the door for you, they'll smile at you.
Alright, so one of you guys said in a previous video when I seen this before, it's equivalent to a UK person giving the head nod. So I don't know if you heard about that, but like when you're passing by someone, I've done it loads. You just like slightly like just nod your head at them. They'll nod their head back. We don't really like smile. Some people might, but yeah. Well, I ain't gonna expect my granny to go around head nodding. So it depends on the person, you know what I'm saying? But in my situation, it's a head nod.
And
Okay,
it's
that's fair.
polite if you do the same. Cashiers and waiters also greet you with a big friendly smile. I read
No, we
somewhere
don't.
that this
Not all
goes
the
back
time.
to our early history as a country built by people who all spoke different languages.
Okay.
They didn't understand each other all that well, so
Understand
they
smile.
just smiled. But I still
Cool.
think we just like to be open and kind.
Right.
Number 7, respect the bubble. Now, here's a
Bubble.
pretty
Huh?
funny thing about Americans. We're friendly, we love to
Right.
chat, but we also really like our personal bubble.
Okay,
Oh.
no.
Rule is to
No, we do. Dude, I hate saying America. The United States as a whole, though, they do not believe in personal space. The amount of times that I've had strangers be like a literal like 12 inches from the back of my shoes is nuts. Like, they will crowd together. They will make the tightest line possible. Like, to the point where people think, like, if you're standing more than, like, 3 feet away from somebody, they will ask you, oh, are you in line? Yeah. Like, Lord have mercy.
stand about an arm's length away when you're talking with someone. We're also not too big on
Strangers, probably, but, like, in work situations, social situations, and, like, friends and family and stuff like that, they don't really keep an arm's length unless it's, like, it really depends on the situation.
touching during conversation, because this can be misconstrued as a way of flirting.
Yeah, I guess that's fair, but also, like, a lot of people do just, like, I think that's something that's been developed by toxic women.
Oh,
Of
really?
course, the rule doesn't apply with close friends and family, but
Right.
still, even then, most Americans aren't too touchy-feely.
Alright, so that's a lot
That is so mixed and so different for everybody, though.
different in the UK. A lot of differences though. So like in the UK,
Hit me with it.
you ain't really got a personal bubble, I ain't gonna lie.
Really? Okay. We have a lot of space, too. But, like, out in public, in, like, crowded cities, you're not gonna have a personal bubble.
A lot of situations, everyone's on top of each other. So like someone could be really in your face talking to you. You know what I mean? Because it might not have any room to go. But yeah, like yeah, you ain't really got a bubble. I've had people like
Might have to do a lot with
scrape
population
shoulders with
density.
me.
Yeah.
They're queuing behind me and they're like pretty much like giving me a cuddle from behind.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very different over here. Very, very different. And touching when talking, I feel like in a lot of situations, touch might happen, like on the shoulder and stuff like that. I don't know. There's definitely been a situation where
I think that's
definitely has
also a
happened, and
generational thing, too.
I don't think people really think anything. They definitely don't think it's
It's
flirt.
very
I don't
regional
know.
and
I don't
rural
know. I don't know.
versus
Interesting though.
Number 8, and
suburbs
definitely
versus big
no
city.
kissing.
Yeah.
You can't kiss.
I know in countries like Spain and France, people often greet each other with a
Oh.
peck or two on the cheek.
Okay, we don't do that.
There might be some Americans who greet the European way, but overall, we don't kiss each other as a way to say hi.
Yeah, we don't.
Again, my personal
There's some families that do, though, and not even in an incest way. I do wonder where that culture comes from, though, because, dude, there are families that will, like, give each other pecks on the lips as a greeting, and I'm just like, huh? I've never seen it. I've never witnessed it, but I've heard about it. Italians? Oh, that's like, yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right, because there was a Reddit story about that, but the funny thing is about that Reddit story is, if I'm not mistaken, it did actually turn out that he was Frenching his sister. Might have been his stepsister, but either way, he was Frenching his sister.
bubble is my sanctuary. So don't come in it with puckered lips ablazing.
Yeah. What if they got like disgusting lips, bro? Or stinky ass breath? They just come in, mwah, mwah. No, get away from me, man.
I know. It's best to just say hi, smile,
Yeah.
and keep it at
Don't
that.
want those dirty ass lips on me.
Number 9, being loud is usually okay.
Bro, I love
The
being like,
stereotype of the loud American tourist might ring true most of the time,
I don't get people that complain that like Americans are loud, bro.
Because it's a situation where we don't know as a country, like the United States doesn't know personally when to be quiet. Dude, like even elevator, escalator, and like stair etiquette is like lost on a lot of areas here, and I hate it. Bigger cities are better about it, but then like, dude, the amount of times that I have like stood at the door of an elevator on the right-hand side trying to exit while there is like this old couple staring back at me directly in front of me. It has like pushed me to the point of like almost bringing my cane to the hospital when I get my infusions because I'm so sick of people doing it.
Loud just means that like you're confident within yourself, you know what I mean? Like you don't mind expressing yourself.
Well, okay, I would argue that honestly, a lot of times, the loudest person in a friend group is usually the most insecure. I say a lot of times, but I'm not talking like 90 or 80%. Like, I'm talking about like, there's at least a consistent pattern with the loudest people are usually the most insecure. Kind of like how they say like the happiest people are usually the like worst off. Is because like usually being loud is like a way of compensating for something. Just like, you know how they always say like loud cars or loud vehicles or big trucks are like, oh, he's compensating. You know, it's a very similar process. But as far as like, it's not that Americans being loud in general is kind of the issue. It's just we don't know when to shut the frick up.
I like that. And a lot of you guys say to me that I'm loud, right? So, I don't know. I feel like I am louder.
I think the worst one that I had with the elevator situation, I was waiting on the elevator and this man was standing outside the elevator doors with his nose basically pressed up against them. And I was just like, what the frick? And then I don't know if it was the same man or someone else, but I was also on the receiving end of that, where like the elevator doors opened and there's just this freaking man like standing with basically his nose pressed against the doors right in front of me. And I'm just standing there and I'm like, I'm not moving, dude. You figure your stuff out. I'm not moving. So weird.
So don't use me as an example for like other British people, because a lot of British people are quiet. So yeah, but then British people definitely, there is a lot of British people that can be loud as well. So
since we tend to project our voices even out in public.
Yeah,
I'm loud
it's
in
not that
public
we're
as
yelling
well.
all the time, but I'd say we certainly speak louder than people in Europe or Asia.
Right.
I've gotten some friendly reminder to take it down a few decibels when visiting my friends abroad. But hey, if you're ever in the States, feel free to laugh out loud or get particularly animated while telling a joke.
Oh,
but of course,
yeah.
There's a time and place for that.
Oh, but then there's also that's another thing though, is that like there are a lot of other countries where like they don't really get animated at all. So like they're not going to.
You still have to hush down in places like libraries.
Sure.
Shh.
I think our culture is like really backwards on this in some instances because like I think we should be regulating our like volumes more in like restaurants, and like if you're going to like Buffalo Wild Wings, it's gonna be loud. Like that's fine, whatever. But like if you're going to a sit-down family restaurant, I still think we should be making an effort that we're not the loudest people in the freaking room and you're not trying to drown out the table behind you. Like maybe we chill with that.
Number 10. Indirectness is politeness. So here's the thing about Americans. A direct, no, I don't want or like that is seen as pretty rude.
Right.
Which is like saying no thank you should be enough. And it shouldn't be considered rude. You'll be like, oh no thank you. And they'll be like, no, take it please. And be like, no, really, I don't want it.
Okay.
If an American gives you a polite, no thanks, I'd rather not, or
He's
I don't
particularly
think that's the
upset and
best
he'll be
idea,
there. Oh yeah.
Right.
it doesn't mean that they're on the fence about it. No means no, even if it's said indirectly and super politely. It's frowned upon to try and convince someone to do something or change their mind because it's seen as pushy and
No, it's not. If that was seen as freaking rude, then why has it happened so much?
disrespectful to their wishes.
The issue with our freaking culture is that, like, one, it's like you have to offer something to be polite. If you want to turn down this offer, you have to say, oh, no, thank you, I'm okay. And then if you want to accept it, you still have to turn it down. Be like, oh, no, thank you, it's really fine. But if you decide to accept it, then some people might see you as being rude or greedy and are kind of disappointed with the fact that you took them up on their offer because they were just offering out of politeness. But if you say, oh, no, thank you, then it's now on the other person to be like, are you sure? Like, I can get you, like, dude, I go over to my friend's house that lives like near me and I get offered a drink 3 times in a row. And I'm just like, girl.
Oh, that happens all the time in the UK, bro. So, like, in America, you don't really want to, like, try and convince someone otherwise of a no.
Happens here all the time.
Bro, the amount of times I've said no to people in the UK and they would just not leave me alone with trying to, like, persuade me to like go out or do something or do this, right?
Yep.
That's just normal.
But I try to overcompensate, and I try not to say anything unless I'm prompted to. And then I still end up in that freaking cycle where the other person isn't Southern, but they're participating in it, and I feel bad because it's like you asked me to leave like 30 minutes ago, but you're still having a conversation with me. I don't know how to get out of this. I'm so sorry. You gotta also have the standing next to the car conversation. Thankfully, we skipped that.
11.
Over here.
Sit in the back seat of a cab. Now, this is something interesting I found out about Australia and New Zealand.
I don't like sitting in the front seat of a car with a stranger in, like, period. It's too close. And you're in too much of a vulnerable position if you're the passenger, or even the driver, too. But it's too vulnerable. It's a safety thing for me.
There, it's considered rude to take the back seat of a cab.
Right.
Because it's almost like you're showing that you expect to be chauffeured by someone who's lower than you.
Okay.
Well, don't worry about that in the U.S. In fact, you should ride in the back seat because the driver might give you a weird look otherwise.
Right.
It's not an
Yeah, yo, in the UK, it's happened in different situations. Obviously, if all the seats at the back are filled up, you're gonna sit in the front. Like, I've been in front of many cabs.
Oh yeah, if it's due to a seating issue and like the back is full and you have to sit in the front seat, sure, go for it. But like if you're alone,
But like sometimes I've even seen just like one person go into a cab or we call it taxi, and they go in the front as well, right? So it just depends, really. It depends how like.
I know like some Uber drivers, they're like, oh, you can sit in the front if you want to, and I'm just like, no, I'm good. You fill from across the driver in the back. In the US, you just get whatever door is open. Like if you're getting into a taxi or a car, you typically enter on the passenger side. Sure, you don't want to ride up the front? No thanks on me, I'm good.
Loud and confident the person is. The more confident the person is in the UK, they'll go in the front and just have a chit chat with the taxi driver.
an elitist thing, and you can still make friendly small talk from the back. Just respect the driver's personal bubble.
Right.
That's all.
I've been in front of many cabs.
Number 12.
I would say I don't think you should touch a driver at all, because like even like a nudge on the arm can like cause an issue. Like just don't touch drivers.
Feel free to keep your shoes on inside.
Okay.
Depends on the house. Personally, I don't want your outside dirt in my inside.
Yeah, boy.
But also, I'm not gonna make you take your shoes off if you don't want to. But if there's carpet, 9 times out of 10, people will ask you to take your shoes off. Take your damn shoes off. What do you live in a barn? See, that's the thing is some people see leaving your shoes on as uncivilized, whereas other people see taking your shoes off as uncivilized and gross. So like, it's so dependent. I like how even this isn't short. I'm still finding ways to make this an hour-long fucking video.
I had a friend from Russia recently ask me, why is it that in all American movies, people are walking around their house with their shoes on?
I do that.
And I just told him straight up, because
It does depend on the situation. Oh, that too, like if you're going to a barbecue or like someone's hosting a formal event, like things like that matter too.
that's what we do. Now, there are plenty of families here that don't have a no shoes indoors policy,
Right.
although I'd say the
Right.
majority don't.
I was shocked with how many people didn't when I moved the first time from like Central Southern to like East Coast Southern. I was like a little bit shocked at how many people just like didn't take their shoes off at someone's house because like people don't want to have to shampoo and clean their carpet because there is something gross on the bottom of your shoes.
So here's a good rule of etiquette to live by if you ever visit an American's home. When you walk
Ask.
in, ask if you
Okay, yep, there we go.
should take your shoes off at the door.
That's what I do. So if I go into a house I've never been into before, like if I know the rule of shoes or no shoes, I'll ask, right? And if they're like, oh yeah, can you take your shoes off?
Yeah, I always be like, oh, what do you want me to do with my shoes? You know, like, what do you prefer?
Then whenever I go back there, I'll take my shoes off. But yeah, in a lot of situations in the UK, you can have your shoes on.
Observe, then ask. Observation may tell you. Dude, some people, though, they're weird about it because they're like, oh, my outside dirt is fine, but your outside dirt, gross.
Unless they're really dirty, of course. If your shoes are really dirty, take them off, right? You
If someone's floor is really dirty, I'm not
If
taking
they
my
say,
shoes off.
nah, you're okay, don't feel bad about walking around their house in your shoes.
It still feels, I don't like, it still feels weird, though. I don't like it.
Right.
I know it seems bizarre to most people around the world, but it's A-okay here.
Yeah, UK's 50-50.
13.
But I feel like they're kind of asking for it, you know? Like, if you just walk in and you get a stain on their floor, then, like, that's on them.
It's okay to keep it casual.
Huh?
Overall, I'd say the biggest thing about Americans is that most of us are pretty casual and laid back.
Okay.
If you're ever out and about in the U.S., you'll see a lot of people running errands in sweatpants, gym shorts, baseball caps, and even their PJs. But it's not just about clothes either. We often keep it on a first-name basis, even with people that are generally referred to more formally in other countries. For example, most of the time your boss is just Jim or Janet, not Mr. or Mrs. Jones. You might start—
Which, like, always throws me off, man. But that's just kind of like the whole, like, oh, that's too formal, don't call me that. Or like the typical line of like, oh, Mr. Jones was my father.
off more formally.
Wait, where in situations do you call your boss Mr. or Mrs.? Wait, what?
But I guarantee you that
it depends on the job, it depends on the person, and it depends on like what kind, like there's a difference between CEO America and like retail work.
That person will say right off the bat, hey, call me Jim. Now, what would be weird is if their name isn't Jim. Maybe it's Howard or Benny. Then what you say is, hey, call me a cab. So, are any of these—
what? Wait.
That was a little lost on me, but I kind of got it.
Is if their name isn't Jim. Maybe it's Howard or Benny.
Okay.
Then what you say is, hey, call me a cab.
Sure.
So, are any of these Americanisms different or the same in your country?
Yeah. I feel like the UK and
also stop calling them Americanisms.
America, we're kind of similar in a lot of ways, but we're definitely different in some ways as well. But yeah, very interesting video. Let me know some of the things that you guys can think of that you think tourists should definitely do or not do in America, especially since I'm going to be going to America as well, so I really need to know. But yeah, great video. Enjoyed that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. If you didn't, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more content. I'm live every single day on twitch.tv/.
Oh, hell yeah, he's a Twitch streamer. Nice. Oh, this was interesting. This was way better than this other nonsense one.